Okay, let's just talk about it. How are we, as women in our 50s and beyond, and I'm pretty sure women in their 30s and 40s are also probably struggling with this, but what's going on with our relationships with one another? Like our girlfriends? I don't know. I just think that in my 50s, I'm just not taking a lot of bullshiggity. And I know a lot of times for me, I can cut people off and be like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, you can cancel Christmas. I'm done. And I'm bringing this up because I started to reflect on some recent relationships that I've had with some of my good girlfriends, or at least I thought they were good girlfriends. And this conversation is about when one of your girlfriends ghosts you. I was ghosted, not once, but many times by one particular girlfriend, to the point where we don't talk at all anymore, and I'm done. This girlfriend was the type of girlfriend who always would say that, everybody that I was friends with, because she didn't necessarily consider herself friends with my friends. And okay, that was her prerogative. She didn't have to. She kept saying, I'm your friend. I'm not their friend. And hindsight, I should have saw it as a red flag, but not anything to where I was going to distance myself from her, but it should have just been a red flag of she's going to be a different type of woman. But I didn't look at it at that. I just said, okay, they don't have to be your friends. But when I have my WA nights, I used to host these parties a lot when I lived in the loft, when I lived in Dayton, Ohio. And so we had these WA parties, and the WA parties were wing and wine parties. I would supply all of the food, and in order for you to come in, you bring a bottle. You bring a bottle of wine, and we share it. And she would always come. She would always bring a bottle of wine, but she would always make it very clear that these are my friends. And when she ghosted me, over and over and over again, I had to come to the realization, like, we're not friends. I don't know what this is, but we're not friends. I did make excuses for her. I had other girlfriends say, she's not your friend. And I'm like, oh no, this is just her personality. She'll come back around. She always does. This has definitely been the longest stint in which we have not spoken. The last time I spoke with her, she sent me a text. And the text basically was, I think she wanted to borrow $250. Now, mind you, in the history of our relationship, we never exchanged money like that. That's just not what we did as girlfriends. So I thought it odd. And I instantly texted her back and I told her I didn't have it. And did I have it? Yes. But I have a theory. If I'm going to give money to someone, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not expecting it back, even if you're saying it's a loan. The expectation on my part is I'm not looking for it to come back because I had it to give. Now, if you give it back to me, I'm okay. Now, if you tell me it's a loan and you don't give it back to me, again, I'm not going to ruin or end our friendship, but I will never, ever, ever be able to give that back to you, or give you a loan, or give it to you. However it is, you will never be able to get money from me because I am counting on you to hold on to your word, but I'm giving it to you because I have it to give. I hope that makes sense. So when she asked me for this $250 via text, and you haven't spoken to me at this point, I would easily say over a year. So the next time I hear from you, basically you're begging. I just thought that was a red flag. In my gut, I felt like, yeah, you're not going to see this money. If you give her this money, you're not going to see this money, nor will you probably hear from her again. So I instantly text her back and I said, I don't have it to give. And I didn't. I did not have it to give to her. This is a dilemma for me when it comes to my relationships with my good girlfriends. I have a hard time exchanging monies back and forth because that can ruin relationships. It has ruined relationships. I'm pretty sure you all have been the victim of, or you've been the person who did not return the money. Have I gone back and forth with girlfriends, giving money, receiving it back, so on and so forth? Absolutely, absolutely. And this was just one girlfriend that I refused to give this money to because in my gut, I knew I wasn't going to get it back. So of course, I haven't heard from her since. And now it's probably going on another year. And I'm okay with that. But again, she had a history of ghosting me. So I'm not surprised that I've been ghosted again. And I had another good girlfriend that ghosted me. And I basically have the thought of, when you ghost me and I know I've not done anything wrong, usually, I'm like, all right, I don't ever have to talk to you again. You don't have to call me. I promise you I won't call you. But this particular girlfriend that ghosted me, I was reaching out. I'm not going to go into the reasons why, but I had my reasons why I was reaching out to her. And I mean, this is a girlfriend that I enjoyed our relationship. We had a good time when we were together. So I didn't understand the ghosting. I didn't understand why I was ghosted. I had my thought of maybe why, but every time I would reach out, we never did connect. So I could never ask. Either I was actively ignored via text, I was actively ignored via phone call. So there was no connection between me and her to find out whether my inclination of why, she had kind of pulled back. Again, did I think it had anything to do with me? No. That is the reason why I think even now, because she's trying to come back into my life, she's asked to reconnect. And true enough, I would be lying if I said I didn't miss her. And true enough, I would be lying if I said I want to know why. I want to know why did you ghost me? And if it's either of those two reasons why I think she ghosted me, I'm good. If it's on some bullshiggity, I'm done. I cannot at 53 continue to go back and forth with women who feel as though they can come in and out of my life. Now, you may be able to do that with someone else, but not at 53. I'm busy. I'm doing things. I am being intentional with the relationships that I have with people, not just women in my life, but the people in my life. So if you feel as though you can go in and out of the lives of the people that you have, that's fine. But I'm not that chick, and I have no desire to make that happen. So tonight or today, we were supposed to meet up, and she ended up saying, could we reschedule? Again, I'm not going to go into all of the details of what she said, but I said, okay, no problem. We can reschedule Friday. Well, I get home and I get a text, and I'm basically asked, have you eaten? No. And she wants to meet up. But at this point, y'all, I got my t-shirt and my panties on. Or boy shorts, whatever you want to call them. I got them on. So, no, I'm not leaving my house. Because when I said I'm home, her next statement was, so I guess you're not leaving. Absolutely not. I'm coming to your city, which is 45 minutes away from where I live. So now that I'm home and I'm relaxed, am I leaving? Hell no, to the no. I am not leaving. I don't care. If you really want to have a conversation with me, you can call me and we can have a conversation. But we don't have to even meet on Friday. But we'll see. I'm just at the point in my life where I am not going to go out of my way for people who are not making the effort to be in my life. At 53, ladies, what are we doing with these adult relationships? How are you handling individuals who ghost you and then want to come back in your life? Do you accept them? Do you hear them out? And if you don't like their response, do you say, okay, peace? I mean, what do we do? Again, prior to this, I would have said, I wouldn't have even answered the text. Why? Because I would have probably deleted them from my phone. But again, I enjoyed my relationship with this young lady. And again, I have 2 reasons why I think it happened. And again, it has nothing to do with me. So I'm willing to hear her out. But I can't say that I'm willing to hear out my other girlfriend, or I can't even call her that, the other young lady that at one point I was friends with. There's no going back. I'm done with that. And I'm okay with it. So talk to me, ladies. What are we doing with these adult relationships? Are we just saying, peace to those who don't give us the courtesy when they can no longer communicate? Do we say, okay, well, if you won't answer my phone call, if you won't answer my text, that's fine. I will just delete you from my phone. Or do we hold on because sometimes it is the right thing to do because we don't know why someone has kind of fallen off. I don't know. I mean, again, I know what I've done in the past. I know what I've done recently. But with this girlfriend, I am definitely on the fence. I don't know if I'll keep you even posted on how this meeting, how it happens, or what happens after this meeting. I don't know if I'll keep you posted. I just want to know from your standpoint, how are we handling these adult relationships at 53? Again, I'm single, I have no children, so I understand that when women are married and they have children, whether they're adult children or smaller children, your life looks totally different than mine. And this is the reason why for many years, guys, I purposely did not have girlfriends who had children or who were married, because I didn't want my girlfriend's husband to think that, oh, she's single, so she's not going to think like a married woman, so I don't want you to hang out with her. Or I didn't want, my girlfriend to think like, oh, you don't have kids, so you don't understand when I say I can't get, a sitter. So as a result, I just didn't really connect with those women. Was I friendly with them? Yes, but I didn't hang out with them. I didn't go to their homes. We didn't go on, I'm saying dates, but not dates, but we didn't go out to dinner. None of that stuff. I was just very cordial with these women. And at 53 and still, with no children, with no significant other, I have no desire to be with women who have all of these other obligations, because I don't. Say what you will, but that's just where I am right now in my life. Where are you? Let's talk about it. Let's chat it up in the comment section. This is Vita with Life Her Way. Thank you guys for continuing to join me on this journey of loving me more. I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye, y'all.